What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Goldenvolt, and I am back again with another Madden 19 video. And first, before I get into anything, I just wanted to thank you guys for the amazing support on my previous video. I did a whole recap and a whole pack opening for the Ultimate Kickoff promotion, and I actually released it about a week later than everybody else because I was out of town for an event. So even after releasing it a week later, it still got over 1,000 views, which is amazing for my channel, guys. So I just wanted to, again, thank you guys so much for the support. And if you are enjoying the content, if you haven't already, make sure you scroll down and subscribe. I'm going to be making Madden 19 content all year for you guys, and I'm loving the support, and I'm loving making this content for you guys, so thank you. But enough about yesterday's video, let's talk about today's video. I'm not going to be doing any in-depth analysis of a new program, but I'm actually going to be talking about kind of an old to present program, and that is Primetime Performers. As you guys know, every single week they release 2 Primetime Performers. They're both limited time in packs, so they quick sell for 500,000 coins, fun fact. And I think some are really good, and I think some are really bad. And recently I've noticed that we've officially hit 10 total Primetime Performers released into Madden 19, so I wanted to do a little bit of a ranking system and talk about the 10 cards that have been released and rank them from 10 being the worst to number 1 being the best Primetime Performer card to have on your team, guys. I hope you enjoy. If you are excited and would like to see more videos like this, leave a like and comment down below, let me know. But let's get into it with number 10. Now, I think for the most part, a lot of these Primetime Performers are actually really good. In fact, most of them are very good. But number 10, I just cannot get over this Donta Hightower. It's actually the newest one that released just this past week. And honestly, I think it's hot garbage. You look at his stats, for a pass rusher, he's just not that great. He can't play coverage, and he's just not great at anything. With a card that's going to be so expensive because they all quick sell for 500,000 coins, you need those cards to have amazing traits that's going to want you to keep it on your team or at least sell for a lot, and I just don't think this card has it in him. He only has 81 speed, 81 block shed. Those are both really poor. I will give him, though, 89 power moves is a very good for outside linebacker, but in my opinion, it's not worth almost 600k to have him on your team for 89 power moves. So coming in at number 10, unfortunately, is Donta Hightower. Now, coming in at number 9 is one of the cards from the original release, I think from the first week of Primetime Performers, and that is halfback Kareem Hunt from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, don't get me wrong, this card has absolutely shredded me online, probably because I don't have any run defense or any defense for that matter, but regardless, he's a decent card. I'm not going to act like he's total garbage. The only one I totally didn't like was Donta Hightower, so I'm sorry, Pats fans, but we can get that one out of the way, and the rest are actually decent. But just for the price, 700k, it's the only one on the auction block. It doesn't have anything that's that amazing, especially when you have cards in the game now like Barry Sanders, which in my opinion came out way too early because it totally the whole halfback market. This card only has 89 speed, which is not very good. It's okay. It's actually higher than a lot of running backs, but again, compared to Barry, who is way cheaper, it's not good at all. 91 excel is okay. Only 67 catching is really poor. I don't think they gave him a high enough stat in that category. He's actually pretty decent at it. 94 carrying is elite, probably one of the best. I'll give him that. 89 agility is okay. 85 break tackle, 84 trucking. Like I said, he's okay at everything. I just don't think he's great at one thing, which is something I don't want in a card that I'm going to be spending 700 to 1,000 coins on. He does, though, have 90 juke move, which is very high. I think Barry Sanders has 90 to 91, so very comparable there. But again, you have to consider the price, and I just think for the price, Kareem Hunt is not worth it. So he comes in at number 9 on my list. Now, coming in at number 8, we have the only quarterback in the Primetime Performer category, and that is quarterback Derek Carr. Very similar to Kareem Hunt. I think Derek Carr is actually a good quarterback. He's just not great at anything. 93 throw power is actually pretty good, especially if you give him the go deep chemistry. I think you'll be able to boost that to 95, which is comparable to Matt Stafford, so that is an elite threshold. You're also able to give him conductor, which gives him a little bit of a leg up. I actually had him at number 9 on my list for a while, but the ability to add that conductor chemistry boosted him to number 8. Their accuracy short is pretty good. Mid, deep, and throw under pressure are all average. Throw on the run's decently good, and play actions, play action. Again, I think this card's actually pretty decent, but I think it's too comparable to somebody like Carson Wentz, who's actually completely free if you do the journey, and these price tags are just way too high to have quarterbacks that are okay at everything and not great at one thing. So coming in at number 8, unfortunately, is quarterback Derek Carr. Now coming in at number 7 is the second halfback in the Primetime Performers program, and that is running back Devonta Freeman. Again, this card is actually, I think, a lot better than Kareem Hunt. He's a lot better at a lot of things. He's way more agile and quick, like the speed excels way up there. Agility, obviously 92 is way better. His carrying is way lower than Kareem Hunt, but you just hold RB or put it on conservative. He's not going to have too many fumbling problems. Catching's a lot better. Elusiveness is a lot better. His trucking is actually better than Kareem Hunt, which I think is dumb, but whatever. As long as the stats there, I'm going to take it at 86, and his 87 break tackle is actually pretty good as well. His spin move and juke move here are the best stats, 100% on the card, both 93, both higher than Barry Sanders, who's, in my opinion, probably the best running back in the game for the stats and the price. And I gotta be honest, I actually love Devonta Freeman. This card's probably one of my favorite ones in the whole promo, which is why you're probably confused at why I'm ranking him at number 7. And that reason being, like I said, there's just so many other halfbacks that are so much more affordable because this guy has such a high quick sell value. He doesn't sell for less than, like you see, 600,000 coins, and I just cannot justify spending that on this card when I can go get Barry for under 400 or Saquon Barkley for free. So even though this card's amazing, unfortunately I do have to rank him at number 7 on the list. Now coming in at number 6, we have, again, one of the newer cards in the promo, and that is Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually think his stats are really good. The only stat that I think is poor is the stat that arguably matters the most, and that is his 85 speed. He has 92 jumping, which is very good. 87 catching is something that I don't love, but with 91 catch in traffic and 94 spectacular catch, he's going to be one of those cards that goes up in aggressive catches on smaller corners, especially being 6'5". Believe me, if you run into this card online, you're going to be very frustrated because you think your cornerback is going to be in perfect position, and honestly he will be in perfect position, and this Mike Evans will still catch the ball because of his height and his catching traits. His route running is actually better than I thought it would be, but honestly the only route I'm putting him on is a streak, a fade, or some sort of post where he can get one-on-one with a cornerback or safety. And if his speed was a little bit higher, he honestly would probably be around top 4 on my list. But even that being said, I still think this card is really good, and that earns him the number 6 spot on my top 10 Primetime Performers list. Welcome to the top 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have defensive end Everson Griffin from the Minnesota Vikings. I honestly had a really hard time placing this guy on my list, probably the most difficult out of any of the other 10 players, because defensive ends, in my opinion, are just really hard to rank compared to these big skill positions. This card is actually very solid, obviously, to earn him a top 5 spot. 79 speed seems a little bit slow, but when you think about it in comparison to other defensive ends, he's faster than Aaron Donald, he's faster than Bruce Smith, he's honestly probably the fastest defensive end in the game, which is very important for getting around those tackles. He also has 83 excel, which is super high as well, and he has 93 power move, which is super high, a lot higher than I thought they'd give him, but I think it's well deserved, along with the combination of good play rec, good finesse move as a secondary trait, block shedding. I think this is a very solid card. Definitely not a card I'd pay 720,000 coins for, but definitely one I would love to have in my team nonetheless. So coming in to cap the number 5 spot is Everson Griffin. Now guys, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty, the top 4, and coming in at number 4 spot is free safety Clinton Dix from the Green Bay Packers. I absolutely love this card. Again, as you're going to sense a theme, I don't love him for the price, but his stats are out of this world. He's a little slower than I'd like him to be at only 86 speed, but 94 play rec is absolutely insane. I don't know if it's actually something that you can read in a blog or something like that, but I think play rec is actually extremely important this year. I've noticed my cards that have higher play rec play out of their minds compared to the people who have lower play rec, and at 94 play recognition, that is a super high, super elite stat for Clinton Dix. He also has 91 hit power, which I don't know if you know this, but that's higher than Sean Taylor and Brian Dawkins, which is total BS. I would agree with you, but again, similar to Devonta Freeman's trucking, I don't think it's fair, but if the stat is there, you have to go off of it. So that 91 hit power is absolutely bonkers. He also has 88 zone coverage, which with lockdown chem can get boosted to 90 overall, which I'm pretty sure is a threshold. This card is just very solid all around, which I love to have in my safeties. There's very few safeties in the game right now that can get up to 90 zone or above, this being one of them, and along with that hit power, this card is very solid, and obviously I love him as he comes in at number 4 on the list. We've made it to the top 3, and coming in at number 3 is Richard Sherman. Again, I had a lot of trouble placing this guy in my list. At one point I think he was 2, and at one point I think he was like 6, and that reason being his speed scares the hell out of me. He only has 85 speed, which is super poor for a cornerback, especially when that's 700,000 coins, but what really saved him here is his coverage stats. Coming in at base 91 zone, which can get boosted to 93, 94 zone, is absolutely insane. He also has 88 man coverage, which I thought was kind of weird because Sherman, at least in Seattle, was definitely known more as a cover 2 zone corner, but he has amazing agility, amazing jumping, amazing play rec, which are all really good cornerback traits. And again, being 6'3", this is the kind of corner you're going to want going up against that primetime performer Mike Evans, who's going to just try to aggressive catch you all game long. And the real reason, along with some of these other people, that I had him pushed up on my list actually over HaHa Clinton Dix was because he has a power-up card. So throughout the year, more Richard Shermans are going to come out, and this card's just going to get better and better. That might be a little bit unfair to judge his primetime performer based on future cards, but I do really like this Richard Sherman. I wish he was a little faster, but regardless, I think his coverage stats save him enough to give him a top 3 spot on the list. We've made it to number 2, and if you know who number 2 is, you know who number 1 is. But first, let's talk about number 2 in wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton. I think this card is honestly one of the best wide receivers in the game, and I think it's hands down the most underrated card in Madden Ultimate Team this year. I get it, he's only 5'9", which is super short, and it's not great compared to somebody like Mike Evans, but just look at these stats. 90 speed is absolutely insane for a wide receiver right now. That's comparable to Tyreek Hill, who everybody is obsessed with, but nobody talks about the speed on T.Y. Hilton. I'm not sure why, but I think it's time to give him the justice he deserves. 92 catching is very good, 5 better than the Mike Evans. Though he kind of struggles in spectacular catch and catching traffic, I think his speed and his acceleration and stuff like that is actually going to get him past the defender, so you could actually hit him in open space more than almost any other receiver in the game. And look at that route running. 92 short, 90 medium, and 91 deep is absolutely insane. I haven't done this yet for any of the other cards, but I'm actually going to compare him to the other people on my team just so you can see how good that is. Look at him compared to 89 Randy Moss, who is 2 less overall points, but he's got 7 better short route running, 3 better medium, and 2 deep. Like I said, he's also better than Tyreek Hill in everything except for speed, and even then, his speed is still really good at 90. I absolutely love this card, and for a while, it was number 1 on my list, but I absolutely love the number 1 person, and I think T.Y. Hilton is very fair to put at number 2 on the Primetime Performers list so far in Madden 19. Well guys, we finally made it to number 1, and as you probably guessed from process of elimination, my number 1 ranked primetime performer is strong safety Malcolm Jenkins. Now, I don't know if it's because he's that good or he's that rare, but there's actually 0 on the Xbox One auction house right now, so I'm just going to throw up a graphic on the screen that EA has posted to show his stats. Now, while his stats are amazing, he's also the most expensive primetime performer, and it's really not even close. I think he's like 200,000 coins more expensive than the guy in second place, but his stats do make up for it. Granted, I don't know if I could shell out the 850,000 coins to get him on the team, but if you did, I understand why. Again, 85 speed is not super desirable, especially for a cornerback, but for a safety who's the last line of defense and he's way in the back of the field, he's playing way off the ball, I think it's actually pretty excusable, especially when he has 90 acceleration and 93 play recognition to make up for that speed. He also has 92 base zone, which is one of the highest for any defensive card in Madden Ultimate Team, and that's only going to go up when you put lockdown chem on him. His hit power and tackling and those physical traits are a little bit low, but I think this card is just an absolute ball-lurking beast. The agility, the awareness, the jumping, the zone coverage, this guy's going to be on every single ball, and I've actually talked to people who have this card on their team, and they've said the exact same thing. They say he's always getting picks, he's always breaking up passes, and he's always the number 1 person to get there to the ball before the wide receiver even gets close. And I think another one of the reasons I have him ranked so high on the list is because of his position. Here is a list of all the really good strong safeties in the game. Primetime performer Malcolm Jenkins, limited Ed Reed that came out during the first weekend of Madden 19, Diamond Adrian Amos, and that is it. So many positions have so many cards that you can play there, like wide receiver, running back, quarterback. They all have people all over the place who are very affordable, very serviceable, and are going to do their job. Strong safety is not one of those positions. I think it's the most scarce position in Madden 19 so far, especially when you're looking at zone coverage. Again, like I said about HaHa, you want 90 zone coverage on your cornerbacks, and you want 90 zone coverage on your safeties. And unfortunately, there's just not a lot of safeties that have that. There's no Malcolm Jenkins on the block, there's no no Ed Reed on the block. Rashad Jones can get up to 90 zone, but he only has 82 speed, and I will not get caught dead with my safeties being that slow. And obviously, Adrian Amos can get up to 90 zone, 90 hit power, 90 speed. Low-key, probably one of the best cards in the game, so that's not really comparable. I think he made his stats way too good for who he is, but this card is really good. And that's it. There's no good strong safeties at Madden Ultimate Team, so I think that easily puts Malcolm Jenkins at number 1. Like I said, he has 92 base zone. He has pretty good athletic traits. He's going to be a ball hawk. He's a beast. And without a doubt, my number 1 ranked Primetime Performer so far in Madden Ultimate Team. So that is it. We've made it to the end of the ranked 10 through 1 Primetime Performers, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and please let me know in the comments who I got right, who I got wrong, and if you want to list 1 through 10, what is your opinion on this? Again, I can't thank you enough for the support on yesterday's video and just so far throughout Madden Ultimate Team 19. It has been absolutely crazy. If you did enjoy, guys, again, leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below so you can get my Madden 19 content all year round. And if you haven't already, turn on that notification bell so you're always notified as soon as my videos go live, guys. Again, thank you so much. Until next time, it's been Volt. Catch you on the sticks. Later.
Make the ground shake.